Hello and welcome to the final presentation for Team N, Team Nova. The team members are Brandon Bushy, Vishwanathan Somasundaram, and David Larsenair. Let's start with overall performance. As the primary performance rating in the simulation was stock price, according to that metric, we did not do nearly as well as we expected to do. Our SPI fluctuated throughout periods 1 through 6. Our final period stock price was 819. This put us in the number 4 position among all the competition. Our final period revenues were 29.9 million with 4.4 million in earnings before taxes. Overall market share. Our final overall market share was 5%. We peaked at 17% market share in period number 4 and slipped in period 5 and then ended up at 5% for the final period, period 6. As far as the market segments we competed in, we had 3 brands, Nova, Noon, and NO Never. Nova was strongest in high earners and professionals. Those were the 2 markets that we targeted 50-50. Noon was targeted towards shoppers and explorers, and NO Never was targeted towards savers. Brand performance. Nova was by far our best brand and highest contributor bottom line earnings. In period 6, it generated 11.8 million, almost 40% of our total revenues, and 4.5 million in contribution after marketing. This was essentially all of our company's earnings in the last period. The brand was targeted 50-50 towards both high earners and professionals. Brand Noon. Noon was our best-selling brand in terms of revenues. It generated 12 million in sales and 340K in contribution after marketing. Although sales were higher than Nova for Noon, the cost of goods sold, COGS for Noon, was over 2 times that of Nova, and as such, this significantly reduced its bottom line contribution to the company. That brand, again, was targeted mainly towards shoppers with a minor focus on explorers. As we saw that the explorers market was going to be shrinking over time, we decided not to devote a brand to explorers. NO Never was our weakest brand. It generated just about 6 million in sales, but its contribution after marketing was a negative 424K. The brand was launched late and never really caught on with its singular market for the.
What were the keys to our success? From the start of the MarkStrat simulation, we developed our marketing plan geared towards capturing each specific market segment. During the early periods of the simulation, we identified the largest target markets and developed our initial products to focus on those areas. We initially launched 2 products, Nova and Noon. Nova was our high-end product targeting high earners and professionals, while Noon targeted shoppers and explorers. We tweaked our brand features to align with high earners and professionals' purchase intentions, which included a product that had a great deal of display, power, features, with less concern for cost. Similarly, we tweaked our brand features for Noon so that they would appeal to the shoppers and explorers segment. Through research and development, we will later launch an additional product called Never, which targeted the savers market. The savers market, unlike the high earners and professionals market segments, are very cost conscious, and we priced our product accordingly. As a team, we were effective in pricing our products so that they were in line with brand perceptions and consumer purchase intentions. Based on our market competition and our product penetration within the specific market, we adjusted our product pricing each week to appeal to our market segment while also maximizing our business profits. Our pricing strategy was based on segment expectations and future changes to the marketplace. Each week, we made an effort to review all pertinent market reports. From the marketing reports, we did a good job of making changes to our advertising, pricing, budget allocation, and multidimensional scaling to advertise our products specifically towards our target markets. Some of the success we experienced was due in part to our commercial team distribution. Through the marketing analysis, we were able to identify the specific venues in which our products were most frequently sold. We allocated our commercial team based on this analysis so that we're not wasting our resources selling our products where consumers had no interest in buying them. One of the important factors in selling our product was our advertising based on media research. Through advertisement, we were able to increase brand awareness, thereby creating a larger market for our products. We were careful, very careful in focusing our advertising budget so that we're focusing on relevant audience instead of blanketing the whole entire market. What would we do differently? During period 2 of the simulation, we had a setback which took us off our marketing plan to capture each individual market. The setback we experienced was due in part to what we believe was a MarkStrat technical glitch, which altered our existing and successful Nova brand to align with our Never product targeting the savers market. The setback caused us to lose market shares and revenues, which affected our ability to allocate more dollars and resources to raising brand awareness and further research and development products. We essentially were forced to reestablish our brand awareness and recapture the market share we initially held with our Nova product. If we had the opportunity to run the simulation again, we would continue with our initial marketing strategy of targeting each individual market. As the simulation progressed, it was apparent that targeting multiple market segments with one brand was not ideal. The most successful teams were able to launch multiple brands and raise their commercial sales team and brand awareness each period. This is one area in which we made us less than competitive amongst the top firms. Our commercial sales team was restricted based on budgetary concerns and in turn had a significant impact on our overall brand revenues.
Hi, my name is Vishwanathan Somasundaram. I will be talking about the lessons learned from simulation, specifically with respect to marketing mix, considering the 4 P's: product, place, price, promotion, and importantly, the market segmentation. The segmented strategy of targeting the consumers required understanding the customer's requirements through market research. Having 5 segments with different requirements allows customizing product for each segment. Based on customers' requirement, in each segment, products could be designed with a specific set of attributes and priced. Since each segment has different expectations in terms of features and price, it is imperative to know your customers well and their requirements. Simulation helps you to do segmented targeting by allowing you to design and price products for each segment. Now let's talk about the product. What did the simulation teach us about the product? The products are designed based on the consumer requirements, and each segment of consumers have different requirements, which in terms of product implies having different attributes for the product at different levels. Product need to be designed with specific attributes. Like for some of them, display required could be high, and some are okay with the low resolution of display. The relevance of attributes for each segment is an important point to be kept in mind while designing products. Simulation helps R&D define attributes over time. Based on research and multidimensional scaling for different segments of customers, the products could be designed by R&D satisfying their requirements. Simulation helps R&D in choosing specific attributes for each project that's being developed, and these attributes can be chosen based on the targeted segment where the product is to be positioned or sold. Having a varying mix of products help you to reach the overall market. Now let's see what did simulation teaches about the price. Pricing needs to be competitive, plays a key role in maintaining or growing the market share. Market research studies are useful in setting price. Distribution channels also affect price points. Now, price is an important aspect of marketing, which to a certain extent impacts the product sales. There is a sweet spot for each consumer segment, and the pricing should be within that range. Pricing needs to be competitive, implying the price needs to be in par with competitors based on similar product lines. Being too high or too low can have unexpected impact, mostly negative. Having a product priced too low just to gain market share might not work out well because the margins might be too low, which means the company is unable to grow. Too high a pricing might deter consumers and result in loss of market share. So A sweet spot in pricing is a key thing. How it can be achieved? Through the market research studies, which act as a guide in price setting. Distribution channels affect price setting because the cost of distribution channels profit share need to be kept in mind while deciding the price. Otherwise, it would result in low margin, which is not good. Now let's talk about the place. What did simulation teach us about the place? Each target segment had their shopping preference. Focusing commercial team in the appropriate place essential to raising brand awareness. Market research helps understand which channel venues customers prefer. Now, let's talk about place in detail. When it comes to shopping, there is a specific or a range of places where each segment of consumers wish to shop. Some might like to shop in specialty stores, some in mass merchandise, and some online. Now, each consumer segment have a shopping habit at certain place. For each product in specific consumer segment, it needs to focus its commercial team strength at appropriate shopping places. For example, savers prefer to shop at mass merchandise, then it makes sense to deploy more commercial team at mass merchandise stores and have less at specialty stores and online. In this way, commercial team can increase the brand awareness among the specific segment, which in turn would play a role in increasing the sales. Market research plays an important role in helping us to know both ours and competitor product brand awareness, market penetration, and commercial team deployment and market share. This helps a lot in deciding the course for each year while determining the commercial team and distribution channel. Now, let's talk about the promotion. Building brand awareness among the consumer segment is a key to make customers familiar with the product and its features. Without knowing the product, the consumers might be skeptical to purchase a product which they have not heard of. Investing in advertising budget is a key for marketing department, and importantly, the advertising budget needs to be channeled in right way so that the message is conveyed to the intended segment. Investing in commercial sales team is important to have convincing salespeople who can give that push to a product. The promotion needs to keep in mind the perceptual mapping of products within each segment for a combination of attributes. Advertising needs to project this strongly to consumers in each segment so that the product is positioned at the right place. Advertising through media research is more effective. Again, learn data and simulation exercise which focuses the ads at right places. Now, with this, I'd like to hand over the slide to Dave for the summary. Thank you.
In summation, the team feels we actually learn more about product marketing because of our week two technical problems. If we had launched all of our four target brands smoothly, on schedule every week, and kept doing R&D as we expected to do, we would not have learned firsthand how difficult it is to catch up to your competition once you lose market share. It's hard to get it back. It's hard to claw back once you're far behind. The simulation also stressed the importance of advertising and sales budgets. Our competition, teams R and M in particular, kept putting their budget, their growing budgets, and their growing revenues every week into their advertising and commercial teams to keep a lot of market pressure on everybody else and to continue to really grow a strong brand awareness. So that was also stressed to us, the importance of advertising and sales budgets. And also, the simulation really stressed the importance of brand diversification. Having multiple well-advertised and well-researched brands that can be targeted across multiple segments is really a tremendous competitive advantage. And in the end, we didn't have that breadth of brands targeted across all the segments that we wanted, and that also really hurt us in the simulation. Thank you very much, and thanks for listening.